Once upon a time, there were 4 good friends. They were the best of friends and they did everything together. One day, they decided to go for a walk. "Let's go to the river," said Lulu. "I want to see if there are any fish," she added. The others agreed and soon they arrived at the river. But when they got there, their eyes widened in surprise. The river, which usually rushed and tumbled over itself, was now just a thin trickle of water. It looked more like a dried-up creek than a river. "Oh no, how will the fish live without water?" asked Lulu, worried. "We have to do something," said Fifi. She inspected the ground around the riverbed. "Look, these paw prints, they're not ours," she said, pointing with her nose. I don't remember seeing these before," said Bobo, sniffing the ground. "They smell strange." "Someone's been here," he said. Toto, who had been looking thoughtful, suddenly perked up. "I think I know whose prints these are," he said. "Quick, let's follow them." So the 4 friends set off down the riverbed, following the strange tracks. They went past the dried-up part of the river and deeper into the forest. After walking for a while, the trees began to thin out, and they could see a small cottage in the distance. "That's where the tracks lead," said Fifi, trotting ahead of the group. As they approached the cottage, they heard the sound of hammering. Curious, they peeked through a window and saw an old turtle sitting on a stool. He was using a hammer and chisel to fix a large pipe. "That's him," whispered Toto. "I knew it," he said. "Why is he fixing that pipe?" asked Lulu, puzzled. Just then, the old turtle looked up and saw the 4 friends staring at him. "Oh, hello," he said with a smile. "I didn't see you come in. Why are you fixing that pipe?" asked Toto. The old turtle looked at the young fox, then back at the pipe. "This pipe brings water from the lake to this part of the river," he explained, "but it's very old and it broke. That's why I'm repairing it," he added. "But why didn't you ask for help? You could have asked any of the animals in the forest," said Bobo. "I did ask for help," said the turtle. "I asked Mr. Badger to fix it, but he was too busy in his cave. I asked Mrs. Owl, but she said she was too old. And I asked Mr. Deer, but he said he had to look after his children. So I decided to fix it myself," he said sadly. Lulu felt sorry for the turtle. "Don't worry, we'll help you," she said. And so the 4 friends worked together to help the old turtle repair the pipe. When it was finished, the turtle led them to the lake. "Here's where the pipe starts," he said. "And here's where it should end," he added, pointing with his flipper. As they followed the pipe, they could see that it had been blocked by rocks and dirt. "Someone had deliberately blocked the pipe," said Toto, his fur standing on end. "Let's get rid of these rocks," said Lulu. And so the friends rolled up their sleeves and got to work. It took them a long time, but eventually they managed to clear the pipe. Then they ran to the river to see if it was working. To their joy, water was rushing through the pipe and filling up the river again. All the fish were swimming happily in their now full pond. The friends were very happy to have saved the day, but they couldn't have done it without working together. From that day on, the 4 friends were even closer. They learned that by helping each other, they could overcome any obstacle.